I don't understand why we just can't go back to the old school way. I mean, why do we have to give these people choices? They obviously suck at it.
Unwanted is a movie about mythical cupids that dictate how people love in New York.
The cupids battle to find out who's going to control the future of love in the city.
Love is an emotion humans are born with. It's not our job to teach them how to love. Don't you get it?
No.
Con and V are two cupids who control New York who have opposite beliefs regarding love, so their characters constantly clash.
Con, you're going to pick a man out of one of these guys. And V, you're going to do the same out of one of Con's.
What kind of plan is that, man? That her? I picked one of your guys.
I picked someone as well.
While developing the story of Unwanted, the main focus was to give contrast and different intentions for each and every character.
Con is a very intense and passionate Cupid who's fighting for his definition of love within the city. He takes his job very seriously. He thinks that his way is the only way and it's the right way. I don't care about any other city. This is New York. This is my city. It's my way or no other way.
I had the honor of working with Chester a few years back, and at the infant stages of our production, the character of Khan was actually written with Chester in mind. It was molded in a way that he can perfect it. Interactions that we had, probably the most ideal actor-director relationship.
It's not your fault. It's mine. In preparation for the role, I had a lot of conversations with Chris Jun, the director. For Khan, I was asked to be very, very intense. I understood it, because like I said, this was a heavy subject that we were dealing with. It's love. It's like the most powerful thing on the planet. And we're deciding the fate for it. And Khan is a very passionate person, or Cupid. So it made sense for him to be intense. How many times I have to tell you, I never touched your guy.
And I didn't touch yours.
We tried to do
This is
the right way.
getting way out of hand. There's too much violence and he needs to just calm down.
Me? Are you really blaming me for this? You tell me how that pervert and that whore.
How dare you call her a whore?
That is a whore.
You're
Come on,
such
hold
a
it.
dick.
V is, and this was something that Chris really helped shape and elaborate and began to see it in this way and that way. One thing is that when I read it, I really wanted to play out more the idea that she's Cupid, and I took her to be somewhat, I guess, softer than Chris had wanted her. Chris wanted her to be more bitchy, to be more sexy, to be more fierce. So it was interesting in the development of the film and the development of her character, which a lot of happened through the process of making of the film, is that she is someone who she comes off as villain per se, but she just strongly believes in her beliefs, and I think she's just very committed to her job.
The character of V was probably the most competitive role out of all of the other roles. I think we received more applications and auditions for the role of V than any other character combined.
I actually told the director when we were auditioning, I felt that Anna-Nora pushed me the most.
What captivated us from working with Anna-Nora was her imagination, the way that she could see what was happening, visualize. It's a sexy character, but besides the attraction of the character of V, we needed her to give multiple dimensions to the character, different emotions, desperation.
You did it for Affy. Now do it for me.
There's several times that I remember Chris saying match the intent, especially between V and I, where I felt like I wasn't given enough and I had to come to meet V's level. And I just think that's awesome. I don't think as an actor you could ask for more in a partner. You bitch.
Now you'll do it.
The story takes a really big turn when a third Cupid is introduced.
What are you up to, Con?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Why is she back in town?
V derives from Roman mythology, Venus. Affy derives from the Greek mythology, Aphrodite.
And we give a modern touch in New York mythology. It's V and Affy.
Affy plays a Cupid. She's not human. She's very exuberant and bubbly and positive and really a light Cupid. Affy intends to take over territory that she didn't have control. She lost control over the territory due to falling in love. I promise I won't make the same mistake again. The feelings I had for Khan, I know my boundaries and I won't cross it. I know what I'm here to do. Her intention is to take over and set things straight the way they used to be.
Zoe's just like naturally beautiful, you know? Her character brightens up people. She kind of makes people smile when you watch her on screen.
I think one of the most enduring sort of images of this film is seeing Affy, or Zoe, coming in, dressed in all white, lounging on a bench, perfect weather in Central Park. I think that's one of the most enduring images. And so,
Again, we wanted to give a great contrast between the characters, especially between V and Affy, and it had to be more blatantly shown on screen. V had black and red color tone with long curly hair, Affy with overall white tone with short hair.
Who's the girl?
in The Unwanted, Kay falls in love with Sean, Patrick, and Will.
It was really interesting how different Chris wanted the three guys to be that Kay falls in love with.
Kay is a hopeless romantic. She's always looking for love wherever it is. You know, it doesn't always work out for her, but she keeps hoping that it will. And, you know, she has that positive outlook.
Her name's Kay. She's beautiful. I can't blame guys for falling for her.
So, when do I get to take you out on a date?
Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, you California dude. I'm gonna show you the city. Let's go.
What's this?
Patrick's a photographer. He's sincere. He's an honest guy.
Because I really wanted to see it for myself. And oh, I'm so...
Jenny, listen. Jenny, right?
Yeah.
You know, as soon as he pitched the idea to me, I said, it's great. You know, let's do it. It paints Patrick in a better way. It shows that he does care about the girls in his life, but he seems to have a lot of girls.
Will Smith is sort of the regular guy in this world. He's an old schoolmate, and he's always sort of had this crush on her, and never really had the gumption to stand up and tell her exactly how he felt.
I've been thinking, why don't I just be your boyfriend on weekends?
He sort of serves as an opposition to the other characters who are alpha males and abusive and violent. And Will is just sort of this nice guy who, if he had just a slight more bit of courage and a slight bit more self-actualization, would be the kind of ideal guy that pretty much every woman wants to marry. But the sad irony is that he's not.
Get naked.
Sean is a guy who is driven by ambition.
The character of Sean holds the key to the entire project.
Sean's trying to be the best. I think he's trying to be the most successful, date the most beautiful women.
You're the one that's cheating on me. You think I don't know?
He really wants to control people in life. And I think that gets him in a lot of problems because women are uncontrollable, and especially when you're going after someone of the stature of Kay, you're going to have competitors.
I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch, whoever it is you've been spending time with.
This was a tough role. I mean, Sean at times he was genuine at times, he was angry at times, he was cunning at times. So there are many dimensions to his character.
One of the ways to differentiate the two worlds was to stylize the shots. Khan, V, Affy, the Cupids were shot with more charisma, the character, and intensity. Kay and the guys, Sean, Patrick, and Will, the humans were more realistic as they had more room to work with the space of the camera and also real estate of the frame.
In the park in the snow. showing the love that Khan and Affie had at one time. So I thought visually it was beautiful and innocent.
We had actually put off that scene until later in the winter so that we might get snow.
That snow day, okay, that snow day, that was a tough day there. As a matter of fact, can we just make it official? I think we would probably be the only film or the only shoot that got a snow day in January of 2012. It didn't snow. It didn't snow the entire winter, I don't think, except for that day.
The night shoot in the movie theater.
Oh God, the theater scene.
Chris and I go way back. We went to high school together. And through the years, I've got to know him and his personality. Yeah, I knew he was gonna plan on something like crazy, you know, physically and mentally challenging for us.
It ended up being about 26 hours of shooting.
The worst parts about it was our director. I don't know, maybe it was about 4 a.m., but he completely passed out. His body completely gave up on him.
It wasn't once. We had to pick him up and had to carry him to his bed. The problem is he never eats.
I don't think I've ever seen Chris eat.
Does he still not eat?
But I'm surprised he was alive for the most time.
I have had the pleasure of working with him really consistently for the better part of a decade.
Again, flattered that I was asked to work on the project and feel blessed to be able to work on the project and work with Chris again. So.
Chris was amazing. This was my first time working with him. Being that he wrote it, it was even more intense and interesting because he had the backstory of each character and really specifically knew what he was looking for.
I think he's very actor friendly, so I think a lot of actors would be happy to work with him because he takes his time to explain to you what every scene needs, what he wants out of you.
One of my favorite things that Chris says is the most beautiful images on screen is the actor's face.
To make him smile was definitely one of the best accomplishments in the film because it wasn't the easiest thing to do to have him smile and look happy. So when you got that out of him, it was just such a great feeling. So.
Eric was fun. He had a lot of, I think he's done a lot of improv, so that made it really fun at certain scenes because he would add things in that Chris a lot of the time really loved.
Mr. Schultz was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to work with Mr. Schultz. Mr. Schultz was a trooper, you know. We shot sometimes way, way late at night, going into the early wee hours of the morning. And he was there right along with us. Tank, I miss Tank, man. You definitely recognize that he was there in every scene. You know, he just has a presence, you know, a force to him.
And he was really sweet.
Tank, big Tank.
I loved everyone, and I just had the best time on this production.
The dedication of everyone involved on the film was, I think, phenomenal. You know, when you're making a film, making a feature film, it takes everybody.
The music, our guy Born, and our DP, Brett. I mean, what a machine.
We're honored to present this movie to the world.
Watch out, New York. I may just make you fall in love.
Get ready for us.
Don't you dare question me
Lost to
again.
me once and I won't lose twice.
Make that girl fall in love. She's too weak. She can't handle the city.
I hate V.
Play on the right side.
Welcome to New York.
This is our city. This is New York.